ask him about that point. I'll grab him next.
Shouldn't have happened to me.
You ready?
Wow.
I'm glad you are. You're the only one who is.
2 minutes.
Right, I'm joined by Kaye Adams and Nadia Sawalha. Good afternoon, ladies.
Good afternoon.
Right, very quick few questions about your careers.
Oh, crikey, they'll have to be quick.
It's a quiz, oh my lord.
We'll start with you, Kaye. Kaye, where did it all start for you?
Where did it all start for me? Well, I can answer that directly. Central Television in Birmingham. That was my first job out of university. I was very lucky to get a trainee journalist post in the newsroom there. And so that's when it started. It must be getting on for 10 years ago now.
At least.
All right, thank you.
And Nadia, what about you? Where did it start for you?
Mine started in
How long do you go?
Mine started in the back of a truck, and it did actually, bouncing around the UK doing marvellous children's theatre, because I started off as an actress and ended up as a bloody TV presenter.
Sigh of relief. It started bouncing around in the back of a truck. I didn't know where that was going to go, did you?
What's the kind of one piece of advice you've had that has really helped you along the way?
Well, there's been a few bits, but one I would say from an older guy who was at Central Television when I was sort of very young and in there and full of the injustice of everything, when you think that everyone's conspiring against you and it's not fair and blah, blah, blah. And I remember him sitting there with a cigar in his office, pushing all the way to
Oh, the good old days. Oh, lovely.
The wheel will turn, dear girl, the wheel will turn. And I've always remembered that, and when you do get kind of about something, things come around, they just do come around, and you've got to sometimes stand back.
And have they?
Yeah, but the wheels kept turning, that's the only thing. There's no
as long as they don't stop.
Yeah, it's still turning, slowly, but yeah.
And Nadia, what about you? Is there any kind of big bits of advice that stuck out for you along the way?
I've had loads. Actually, I was telling Kaye about one from my father this morning, which was, do you want the grapes or do you want the fight with the gatekeeper? Which basically means just stay focused with what you want and don't get messed up with what everything. And in television, where it's a world of egos and manipulations and two-handedness, you've got to stay focused on what you want. And the other one is, success is a spike only a few can sit on.
Okay, thanks very much.
Ponder on that one.
I will do. And if you were to give out a piece of advice, especially to someone that's young and starting out in their career, what would that bit of advice be?
It's all about attitude, I think. It's all about attitude. Don't let yourself get completely, what's a polite way of saying, messed over. Yes, thank you for that. But that's what people will go for. I mean, there are no real qualifications in this business. You can't say, well, look, here's my XYW. People have got to like you, they've got to like working with you, they've got to think you're keen, that you're prepared to try everything. And if they like you, the chances are, they'll want to keep some kind of relationship with you. So don't get too up yourself and make sure you've got a good positive attitude, which is not as easy and trite as it sounds, because a hell of a lot of people don't.
What about you, Nadia? Any words of wisdom?
Well, I'm really enjoying the position I'm in at the moment, because my husband and I own our own production company as well. So I'm kind of like, I'm on the two sides. I'm like the egotistical TV presenter, and I'm also, very much the producer who's got to get things in within budgets and has got to have great people working for us. So I would say what I want most from people wanting to start out in the business is not to get a sense that they're just wanting the next thing after you, which I think is what a lot of young people coming into the business forget. I see that when we're interviewing them. They kind of make you feel like they're just a stepping stone. Be in the job that you're in and be there 100% and be focused, and you will get more work from that. Don't be always looking on what else. Green room eyes, we call it in the theatre. Where you're talking and actually you're just looking over somebody else's shoulder. Stay really focused on what you're doing. Kind of sounded like Kim Kardashian then.
It sounded good, I like that.
Oh, no, I almost believed it.
Are you going to take that on board?
Yeah, I think I will.
Try harder.
Is that where I've been going wrong?
Is there any down points in your career that you'll look back and regret?
Not one. We've not had one, have we? Not one.
Just the
You
top
got
one.
me a bad moment, I have to say. Yes. Yes.
Do you care
is
to
the answer.
You don't have the downs, you don't have the ups.
Yeah.
That's why we love to be freelancing. Living with the fear of freelancing is a position that we are brave and we are warriors and we're ready for it.
Yeah, well, there's always going to, thanks. There's always going to be downs in anything in life. Doesn't matter what you're doing. It's, there's some great quote about it. It's how you respond to things, and everyone's going to make mistakes. It's whether or not you learn from that mistake, and you take it on board and go forward. That's all you can do. But if there's a person out there who's never made a mistake, well, hello to you, because you're a very rare beast.
It was nicely avoided. If you had to start your career all over again, Nadia, is there anything you would change?
I would have had a boob job. I would have had she knows this story very well, I would have had the prawn ball removed from the stage that I stabbed with my stiletto and fell flat on my face and was winded for 5 whole minutes and said had to be carried off, because that really affected my acting career, because I wouldn't answer the phone to my agent for about 2 years after that. If I could just go back to that prawn ball and just get it off the stage, who knows? I could have been Keira Knightley.
Yeah, you could have been.
Well, Nadia, Kate, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you both so much.
Thanks. Sorry about the cheese and onion.
It's okay. Okay, that's great.